Yeah, well, I interviewed a Yak Gotti recently in Atlanta, and I brought up your name and the accusations and so forth. And did you hear that?
Nah. How recent was
Uh,
this?
this was, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Well, when you were on Danza,
I was on Downs.
you were on Danza,
For sure.
and he talked about how Whack 100 and 1090 Jake accused you of being a snitch.
10-9 a bitch. 10-9 Jake a bitch.
He said I'm a
Nobody said.
bitch.
Cause he won't say it in my face. I dare you.
You want to FaceTime right now?
I don't do no FaceTime say in my face.
Okay.
Yeah, we from the street, like I don't know damn FaceTime.
Okay.
And we FaceTime, like, hey, what sound? Pull up, like, or I pull up, or whatever. We sit down, and like, but don't speak on my motherfucking story when you don't know what the hell going on with me.
Okay.
You feel me? Cause everybody like, you feel me? Don't speak on me, bro. You don't know me, you don't know, you can't, I wear a size 9.5, 10. You can't fit either or.
What about Whack 100? There you have it. That was his response to you. I was trying to get you guys to FaceTime, but he didn't want to do it, so we just left it at that.
He said I'm a bitch, but he the bitch that talked to the police. Right? He the bitch that did a 6-hour he the bitch that told the police I don't want to talk anymore. Then they gave him a fast food sandwich and he sat down for an extra 2 hours. He's that bitch. He the bitch that told the police he gave the rifle to what's his name, Shannon Stillwell, Duke, whoever the fuck that is, and he used that in retaliation in a shooting. That's how he got his homie indicted. He's that bitch. And he right, I can't fit no size 9.5. I'm 11.5. But he's that bitch. So he could be mad at me, but really he mad at himself. That's all it is.
Well, he ultimately took it to court and he won.
That's good for
Took
him.
it
Did his
all
homie
the way
win?
to the verdict. I'm sorry?
Did his homie win?
Yeah.
The homie that he said had the rifle? Because he went to state prison for that, then got indicted again.
Was it Shannon Stillwell?
I believe so. That's Duke, right?
Shannon Stillwell alias. No, that's SB.
That's SB.
Yeah.
Let me see, because I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what the fuck he did.
Yeah, Shannon Stillwell ended up beating that case, along with Yak Gotti.
Right, but you gotta understand that all of these charges were things that they were already going to prison for. So some of them already did time for this shit, then they got re-indicted under a RICO for things that they'd already been convicted on. That's how they got fucked over in the case. DeMonte Kendricks, Yak Gotti?
Hold on a second. Yak Gotti, real name. Yeah, DeMonte Kendrick.
Perfect. So in his federal appeal, right, filed in 2018, DeMonte Kendricks appealed his 57-month imprisonment imposed after he pled guilty to one count of being a felon in possession of a firearm. Now, at the bottom of this, it says he argues that his sentence is substantively unreasonable because the district court refused to impose a greater downward variance to avoid unwarranted disparity in sentencing between himself and his state co-defendant, and to account for the fact that, but for Kendrick's honesty when questioned by police, his guideline sentence would have been lower. So you're fighting in your appeal, hey, I told y'all the truth and nothing but the truth when y'all investigated me. How come I didn't get a good deal, right? That's one. In subsequent interviews with police, Kendricks admitted that he owned the rifle and that he lent it to Arnold, who planned to use it that night to retaliate against a rival gang who beat him up. Kendricks also told police that the pistol was his and described an unrelated incident involving that firearm. So you told him you gave a gun to somebody that was used to retaliate against a gang, right? Then you identified another gun that was used in another situation. Let's see what this one says. Kendricks placed the initials DK to the right of each paragraph. Although the charges pending against Kendricks were as listed at the beginning of this fact section, Thought filed in murder only in the Miranda form because it was the most serious offense that the detectives wanted to question him. About 2.5 hours into the questioning, while Kendricks was being questioned by the two detectives, he announced he wanted his lawyer and he doesn't want to talk anymore. There was no further questioning. He was then escorted to the salad port to smoke a cigarette, and while there, he volunteered that he would continue to talk to the detective as long as the other detective was not present. Taken back into the interview room, he was provided with a fast food sandwich. When the detective re-entered the interview room, the detective recounted the salad port conversation for the recording. Kendricks acknowledged that he wanted to continue the questioning without a lawyer. The questioning then resumed and later ended, and he went on for the remainder of the time. So, that's that bitch. Tell me when I did that.
Man, these things are so complex and convoluted.
It's really not, though. The only thing that makes it complex is when the whole fucking gang is snitching. That's what makes it complex. Usually only one person, they fuck it up for everybody. One person, Woody, fucked it up for YSL, then we found out everybody else followed through. They were all doing the same shit. So he can't say he didn't. I don't have to know him. All I gotta do is just read his case. All anybody has to do is read his federal appeal. All the paperwork is there. You sat down for 6 hours, and I dropped this shit before Wack dropped the actual video interview. I had the transcripts of everything that he said. So it's like, go ahead and tell me. I've never sat for 6 fucking hours with the police and was given a cigarette and a sandwich. I never got that treatment.
You know what people are saying? You know, like the YSL album cover?
Yeah.
They're saying the dog is the only one that didn't snitch in this picture.
That's fucking crazy.
Right here. Yeah, man, they're calling it Ratlanta right now. It's
yeah,
just
YSL,
is just
Rat Gotti.
YSL. Oh, I haven't heard that one. That's a new one.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
YSL. Yeah, I mean, like I said, but do you agree with my statement, though? If there are guys out there that are doing crimes for 5+ years and never go to prison, and never get more than a little, whatever, a week or 2 in jail, I say that they all pretty much have cooperated at some point. People just may not know about it. Do you agree or disagree?
I wouldn't generalize it to that extent. But I'll say that the percentage of people that's snitching is way higher than what people thought. I think it's close to the 80-90% of everyone involved in crime has done some form of cooperation.
Right. And the reality is, the reason why there's not this huge blowback on these artists who cooperate is because 99% of their audience, who are regular working people, look at this and say, I probably would have done the same thing. Am I right?
I mean, I never thought that, but...
You're not that 99%. I'm talking about the 99% who are kids in high school, kids in college, people that work in Amazon, people who have regular jobs.
I feel like when they're by themselves, yeah, that's what they'll say. But when they're with their friends, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's a bitch, and he should have did forever," and da da da, and you know.
Right. No. What I'm saying is that all these people who are fans of these artists, if they get put in that situation where they're like, "Listen, do you want to do 20 years in prison or do you want to cooperate?" They would all just cooperate. You disagree with me on this?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. Because I know some people that, you know, got involved in stupid shit that they literally didn't have anything to do with, and they got themselves fried in court. Sadly.
And do you think they regret those decisions?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but they thought they were doing the real thing. That's another thing. There's a percentage of people that kept it real that wish they told.
Right.
That's another factor in prison, bro. Yeah. That's why people end up snitching 40 years later. Or find that, oh, I can get out like this? Yeah, he did it. He's dead, but he did this. All that shit. There's a lot of people that regret the decision of keeping it real because they realize once you're 3 years, 5 years inside of prison, none of that shit fucking mattered. None of it. There's a group of people waiting for you in prison that are going to embrace you and be happy you're there. Oh, you're with this shit? Oh, you killed 3 people? Oh, yeah, here's a knife. We're going at it with them. Yeah, we need you active tomorrow on the yard. We're happy you're here, bro. Yeah, let's do this 40 years together. No, I don't want to fucking do that. But there's mad people inside of prison that wish they could have told or wish they didn't take that route and that they were out with their family because now they're doing forever and everyone's fucking dying. Their whole bloodline's dying off. Their kids don't want nothing to do with them because they chose the gang over their family, and that's what it is.